At the beginning of the story, we see 3 men on a boat lost somewhere in the ocean. They were actually traveling on a sea ship that was going from Scotland to England. But the ship struck against the rocks and sank into the sea, killing many people. However, 3 men survived. These 3 are now in a small boat. They also have a map of the place they want to reach, but they don't know where they are right now. They only know that their destination is far from here. Still, they keep moving ahead in that boat. A vast ocean lies before them, and nothing can be seen in any direction. Then the fog in front of them clears, revealing an island. Seeing this island, all 3 become happy. They take their small boat to the shore and step onto the island. They see nothing around them and realize they are completely alone. Soon, they will die of hunger and thirst. Suddenly, an old man appears who welcomes them and tells them to come with him to his house. Seeing him, they feel relieved and go with him. There, he gives them food and water. Among the 3 sailors, one is named Coslay. He tells the old man that their ship wasn't far from his house when it hit the rocks underwater and sank. He requests the man to light a big fire nearby so that if any of their companions have survived, they can reach this island. The old man agrees and tells them to rest for now. Coslay's shoulder hurts badly because it was injured when the ship crashed against the rocks. The old man notices this and tells him to come along so he can take him to Douglas, who will treat his wound. All 3 go with the man to Douglas's house. On the way, they see a girl whose behavior is very strange. She acts very oddly, but the old man drives her away and takes them to Douglas's place. Douglas assures them not to worry and says their wounds will heal soon and they can rest here safely. They have seen around 40 houses on the island, but only 4 people live here: the old man who first met them, his daughter, Douglas, and Douglas's niece. They can't understand where the other people went. When they ask Douglas, he says the island became barren years ago and unfit to live on, so everyone left, but they decided to stay. That night, while the 3 are sleeping, Coslay's friend Jim hears strange sounds. He tells Coslay and Ferris about it. They start suspecting something is wrong on this island because the girl's behavior is abnormal. They decide to look around the island, but Douglas stops them, saying it's dangerous and they should stay indoors since it gets dark very quickly. He insists nothing is wrong here, but they don't listen and go out anyway. After exploring, they realize it's a dead island. Except for those 4 people, there's no animal or even a bird. Even more strange, the island isn't shown on the map, although it's not very far from the mainland. The 3 decide to split up and explore separately. Night falls quickly, as Douglas had warned. He had also said the island becomes dangerous after dark. Coslay and Jim return home, but Ferris doesn't. It's dark and he can hardly see. He keeps walking alone and starts hearing strange sounds, feeling someone around him. Terrified, he calls out to his friends and runs, but no one hears him. Back at the house, Coslay and Jim worry for him and want to search, but Douglas stops them, saying it's unsafe at night and that their friend will be fine until morning. The next morning, they search for Ferris all over the island and finally find him dead, apparently fallen from a height. They are sure something is terribly wrong, either with the island or with its people, especially the girls, whose expressions and eyes keep changing, sometimes becoming so aggressive that they must be tied to the bed. Corrigan is the strangest among them. She roams the forest and circles fires at night. With no proof, they can't act but decide to leave as soon as possible. While searching, Coslay finds a diary in Douglas's room mentioning several ships that came to this island, and everyone died. None ever returned, just like their friend Ferris. They suspect Corrigan killed him, so they plan to escape. At night, they sneak out to their boat, still by the shore, and sail away. But as they go a little farther, thick fog surrounds them. It becomes so dense they can't even see each other. They start hearing Ferris's screams, believing he's calling for help. They jump into the cold water and swim back to shore, where the same old man appears, the one who first met them and took them home. Once again, he brings them to his house and tells them they are now trapped here. If they want to survive, they must do exactly what he says. He explains that this island existed before the sea itself. Many families once lived here. One day, a beautiful golden-haired girl arrived, calling herself Ayama. She was kind and brought happiness to everyone. Crops flourished, and life became better. Everyone adored her. But one day, a drunk man attacked and killed her. She was a goddess in human form, but she couldn't use her powers then. After her death, the island was cursed. The crops failed, and all the women lost control of themselves. They began killing every man on the island. Only 5 people remain so the curse could continue. Every ship that passes nearby sinks, and any survivors reaching the island are killed one by one. Hearing this truth, both men are horrified. Douglas, the doctor, wants to help them escape, but no one has ever survived leaving this island. That night, Corrigan visits Coslay, gives him her locket, and tells him to leave before he dies too. Curious, he follows her and sees her transforming strangely. Suddenly, a gunshot is heard. Everyone rushes there and finds Jim dead. Corrigan is there too, losing control over her mind and body. It's the curse of the goddess who was killed long ago. Her father ties her to the bed to stop her. Douglas and the other man then take Coslay to the shore, where his boat is ready. They give him earplugs, telling him to wear them so he can't hear any voices. Coslay does so and starts rowing away. But soon, he sees 3 women standing on the cliff, Erich, Corrigan, and the goddess Iama, singing together. Coslay begins hearing their song again. Dense fog spreads all around. He hears his dead friends' voices calling for help. It's not real, just an illusion. Losing control of his mind, he jumps into the sea and dies. After his death, Iama stops singing and disappears. Corrigan and the other girl realize the evil must end, so they jump from the cliff and die too. With their deaths, Iama's powers fade away. In the sea, we see Coslay still alive. He had jumped purposely, knowing Iama would stop singing only if he did so, freeing the 2 girls from her control. He still holds Corrigan's locket. She loved him deeply. He sails away in his boat. Whether he reached home or not is never revealed. Back on the island, only Douglas and the other man remain. With Corrigan and the other girl dead, the curse finally ends. Ships passing nearby will no longer sink, and travelers will no longer die. What happens next to those 2 men is never shown. With this, the movie, this story, ends.